today I want to walk you through a tour of recruitment at Rituals, and my main goal would be to somehow inspire you to align the company values of the companies that you work for with the recruitment that you do for the company. And the reason that I think it's so important is because I think it will definitely help you in recruit the right people, but it will also help you in strengthening the brand or the company that you work for. So the content of this presentation, if I want to explain to you how we align our company values with the recruitment, I first have to tell you something about the Rituals DNA. So that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to explain to you how we use these, our DNA and our values and our philosophy within the recruitment ritual. And then, very short, a learning that's very important for me that I would like to share with you. So let's start with the Rituals philosophy. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you've seen it on a product, or maybe you've heard it in the stores. Rituals helps you to slow down and to find happiness in the smallest of things. It's our passion to turn everyday routines into meaningful rituals. Well, that's where it all starts for me, so keep it in the back of your head. When you think of recruitment, this is what I always think of. Then we have, about 6 years ago, we decided it was important that we put our values on paper. When you're very small, like we were like 10 years ago, you can simply discuss them on the lunch table, or everybody just simply knows what we stand for. But we think as we grow so fast, about 30% every year, and we grow so fast internationally, that we think it's important that we put our values on paper. Then we also formulated a Rituals HR purpose. I really like this drawing myself as well, even though I made it myself, but I just think it's very funny. What we like to see within our company as an HR department is happy achievers at their best. So you see above, on the right-hand side, you see 2 happy people. One with a light bulb, stands for innovation. The other one, money, stands for, obviously, we're earning money as well. To reach this ultimate goal, bring meaningfulness into the world, and become an international global luxury brand. What you see here, what happens, you know, we have 2 ashes, achiever, wrecker, depressed, or happy. If we have a lot of people that are extremely happy, but they don't achieve anything, rituals will fall apart. If we have people that are wrecking and sabotaging and are also very depressed, they put a bomb underneath rituals. And then, of course, we have people that achieve a lot, but are not too happy. They sit behind their desks grumpy all the time. So what we want to achieve as an HR department is to have the happy achiever at their best. Okay, over to recruitment. Now you know what we stand for in a nutshell. So what do we do in terms of recruitment? Let me start with some numbers, just to give you somewhat of an idea of what we're dealing with, actually. I'm now looking at two recruiters that work for us, and I see them exhausted because we have so many vacancies all the time. We just made an estimation, and I think we have about, well, let's say 35,000, but maybe even 50,000 applicants every year. We don't know for sure because we don't measure everything abroad, but this is an estimation. The estimation of the number of job interviews at the moment would be 5,000. I put the turnover percentages here as well, just to give you an idea. We have about 4,000, maybe 5,000 employees. We grow so fast, I'm losing track. But let's say we have a turnover of 40%, which also says something about the recruitment force that we need. And we grow 30% a year in terms of turnover, but also in terms of new employees. So what is our vision on recruitment? The guiding principle is that we like to treat our applicants as our customer. That is actually the main guiding principle we all like to use. Every applicant is an ambassador of the brand. That stands above everything. Our mission would be, my mission is, to maintain our applicants as our ambassadors, and we want to make sure that somehow we are of meaning in their lives as well. And then the third one, the ultimate goal, obviously, is to get the right ones in. I think that's an open door. But make sure that we create value with these right ones as soon as we can. I'll get back to that. So what do we do just to give you some insights, I'm just going to briefly go and show you some of the things we do within rituals that might look mainstream, but that just have this little extra touch because we've totally mixed our brand and our philosophy in it. So we have created an applicant landing ground that feels like a warm bath. I think we're going live this week, something like that. It's very exciting. It's an international site, which is obviously very important because we grow so fast. We have to make sure that around the world, everybody gets to see this same website. So it's very much on brand. And unfortunately, you can't see it, but maybe you can visit it, in the coming weeks to see what it looks like. But it's really drenched with all of our values, and you can really see, like, the founder on it, what the values are like. All the wording and all the vocabulary we use is very much on brand. You see both our company values as well as our brand values, and we've actually decided to align them as well. So the brand values are at the moment the same values as the company values, which makes it very transparent for the applicant to see what we are about. And then we plan to do a very nice introduction of applicant cards, which means that in every store that we have a very nice on-brand applicant card that directs everybody to this website. And we call it like a family card. Well, how do we treat our applicants? And I think I've said so much about it already in interviews. So I asked, do you really think I should tell this again? But yes, they said, tell it again. So what we do with all of our applicants is that everybody that applies for a job within Rituals gets a personal answer, which sounds maybe, again, like an open door. But we found out that a lot of people do not get a personal answer when they apply for a job, which means they become somewhat angry at Rituals. They tell their friends and their family and their acquaintances that Rituals is a lousy brand or a lousy employer, which means less sales. That's the way I look at it, because the brand gets damaged. So what we also do is we send a special thank you card to our applicants. I brought two, I'll show you later on. And what we do is we send them to their house address. So instead of just sending an email, maybe with a discount card, we send an actual physical card to the house address with a little present in it. And the good thing is that they're very happy with this present. And the other good thing is that obviously they try this sample of Rituals, they get to know the brand, and maybe they even go to the store to buy some more of our products. So that's also a little bit of HR marketing. Then, if you get invited for a job interview, we give everybody 2 presents as a thank you for coming to Rituals. And we ask them to keep 1 present for themselves and give 1 present away. And we'd just like to share the giving the brand idea, passing it forward idea and the art of giving. And we'd like to for everybody to experience this themselves. Then, when it comes to selection and search, we have actually 3 very important topics that we always stress out. In selection and search, we always would like to integrate fully the recruitment within the whole employee journey. I'll show you later. Then we'd like to focus on in-depth face-to-face contact. So we decided to go for a pre-selection tool that's online and done by a system instead of people, so we can focus more on search and in-depth selection. And we decided to use an RPO construction, recruitment process outsourcing, for our head offices to make sure that we get full focus on recruitment and really treat it as a specialism. So, recruitment as part of the employee journey. We made a visual of it just to give you some insights on how we look at the employee journey. So the recruitment as part of the journey is, we think that recruitment starts at pre-boarding. Everything we do on our website, everything we do in the stores helps with the pre-boarding phase. So we hire someone and we make sure there's a seamless connection to the onboarding phase. So as soon as someone comes in, actually even before someone comes in, because when we hire someone in this pre-hire phase, you also need to have close contact with each other. So we manage that in the process as well. We make sure there's a seamless connection to onboarding, to learning, to leadership development, and then perhaps a goodbye ritual, either to the outside world or to a new job. Then, number 2, the online pre-selection tool. We decided that so much time goes into the pre-selection phase, looking at the resumes, making sure that the fact-based assessment pillars are checked, rejection of applicants, all these standardized and bulks of work. Unfortunately, there's a party, it's called Harvard, that's going to help us introduce a new pre-selection tool, and we're at the moment running a pilot, and it's going to save us a lot of work, meaning that the whole pre-selection of resumes is done automatically by a system through a beautiful employee journey with movies, with tests, with all sorts of questionnaires. And in the end, you end up with the top 3 of the best candidates, and you can have your job interviews with them in depth. So no more dull first recruitment conversation where you only do the fact-checking. No more dull going through all the resumes, checking if you can tick the boxes. It's all done by this beautiful program. Then, our RPO construction. A lot of people ask me, how can you choose RPO if you so much want your recruitment to be on brand? Well, I think it's the way to be on brand with your recruitment, because you really own the whole process. Everything is done outside, but inside. So we decided to have our recruiters from our RPO company called Compagnon. They work at our company, so they have their own desks, and we can totally help them make sure that the whole recruitment ritual is on brand. I think the other big advantage is that we have full focus, so these recruiters are recruiting. They don't want to be in all kinds of clubs or other projects, they're focused. So I think that's worthwhile. So, the end of my presentation, almost there. An important learning, it's in Dutch. For me, making sure that we blend in the values within the recruitment process has a lot of advantages. But I think the most valuable advantage is that when we start with this internal branding and we make sure that it's seen outside as well, we do not only get better candidates, the candidates understand what we are about, but I think we also help the company earn money, because by branding your applicants when they get in, or even when they do not get in and they go out again, they're an ambassador of your brand. So they help you with your sales, actually. So that's my story about rituals and on-brand recruitment. I hope you've enjoyed it.